I'm talking away and nobody's hearing me because the mic's muted. And the game is not. Now it is. All right. Well, like I was saying, this is my main account. You can see it has well over 2,000 hours played. So, but what we're going to do is log out of that and switch to an alternate PlayStation account, which is you need a verified email. Yeah, just go to yahoo.com, make an email, verify it with your cell phone, and you can create an alternate account. You can see this is 31 hours played. And if we fire this up, it will say free trial edition. So if you have a PlayStation and you want to try out the free trial, but you've already bought the game, you already have a subscription, you don't have to nuke everything. You can just create a separate account on your PlayStation 5, go to the game. Let me see if I can pull that up, how you do that here. View product. And there, you view the product in the PlayStation Store. You can see it's $19.99, but if you go over here to the three ellipses and click that, there is free trial edition. That is how you get it. I tried looking up, free trial, Final Fantasy 14. No, you just go to Final Fantasy 14 game and click on the three ellipses and you can get the free trial. And like I said, all you need is a verified PlayStation account with a verified email. So if you've already got the main game, on your main account, just make a sub account. Yeah, and you can go to yahoo.com, and I have several alternate emails made at yahoo.com for various things. As you can see, this is the trial version. Now, I highly recommend if you want to check out the trial version and you want to start a new character and see what the deal is, you go to Data Center and set your data center to Dynamis. All servers on Dynamis give double experience boost. So it will connect you up to the Dynamis data center. And you can see I already have one character, but it's currently visiting another world. So we're going to change worlds. And, let's go to Kraken. And we can create a new character. Just because you're on a free trial doesn't mean you're stuck with one character. And the game now includes Vieira. So you can do up to Shadowbringers, which means you can make a Vieira, you can make a Hrothgar, you can be a dancer, you can be a gunbreaker. So now you have, 4 tanks to choose from. You have the 2 from A Realm Reborn, 1 from Heaven's Ward, and 1 from Shadowbringers. So it would take you a long, long time to play through all of the content you get available for free right now. So I'm just not a fan of the Hrothgar. Whether male or female, I just, no, I don't get it. and this just should never be allowed. The male Vieira. They actually broke established lore to put them male Vieira in the game to cater to, you know, a certain amount of people. Because the established lore is humans never see male Vieira. Male Vieira never leave their villages. And if you ever see a male Vieira, the female Vieira, who are the warriors, will kill you. That was established in Final Fantasy XII. Like I said, they completely set that aside and said, oh, we're just going to ignore that established lore. And because people want it in the game, we're going to put them in the game. That's why I have nothing against people that want to play a femboy. It's just, you know, the fact that they broke established lore to put it in there to cater to the few people that want to play a bunny boy. And the Aura are a little odd. They're a lizard. Evolved from lizards, not dragons. People call them dragons, but no, they're not dragons. They're evolved from lizards. And the male are very large and intimidating, and the women are very petite. Every woman, female Aura you see in the game is going to be very tiny compared to the males. And these are the Rogadin. And you can make any of these, because like I said, we are on the free trial right now. That's the cat people. Lalafell, I'm just not into the small and annoying. Or large. I prefer my women small and petite. And, you know, I have made elven female characters before, but not that small. More like that small. But, yeah, the whole point is you can make a bunny girl now in the free trial, so let's go ahead and do that. And you got two different light skinned and dark skinned. I just that doesn't look healthy to me. I don't think I've ever made a Vina Irish Gorilla because I'm sorry, that just does not look healthy to me. Like I said, I don't like super tall, so, and I don't like big boobs either. Not a fan of big boobs. And you can customize your character all you want. Now, on my main account, I have pre-saved characters. I could just, you know, whip one out in a heartbeat, but we'll have to actually go through it on this one. And let's see if we can lighten her skin up a bit if we want. Or darken it. If you want to make her a dust bunny. There's a dust bunny. There's more of a red skin. I just want her to look, you know, tanned and healthy, unlike that albino one. All right, we'll go with that. Lots of hairstyles. Hey, like I said, this is the free trial. We are in the free trial right now. And you can see there's a lot of options. Let's see. Go with that. What is that called? Doesn't tell you what the name of the hairstyle is. Oh well, it's cute. I like it. We could change the color and the highlights. Oh yeah, let's go with the pink with white highlights. Oh yeah, that works good. Like I said, you could. I don't see why people don't try the free trial. Like I said, we're in the free trial right now. This is all absolutely free. It will not cost you a cent. You can see already we have a crap load of choices. Change your jaw size. Yeah, that one looks better. Change your eye shape. Yeah, let's go with a more oriental styling. Irises we want large. And let's give her bright green eyes. Wait a minute. Oh, that's odd eyes. Okay. Oh, she doesn't get the liminal, bright eye ring. That's an Aura thing. And pick her nose type. And either 3 or 5. Anybody in chat has a preference, speak up. And they're kind of the same. I usually go with the fuller mouth. A variety of ears. I used to always go for the big tall ears. Lately I've been liking these though. A little more subdued. Let's shorten them down. Let's give it more of a fox look. And yeah, that's just personal preference here. Eyeshadow. A beauty mark. Yeah, that looks alright. This is a racial clan face paint. Depending on what you chose at the beginning and, the face you chose at the beginning, these could look different. I think she looks fine without them, so. No, we're not going to put a... we could add some blush. Yeah, if you want a facial tattoo, you can do that. There's colored eyeliners. If you want colored mascara, you can choose black, white, purple, anything in between. Same with the blush. But I think we'll just go with her the way she is. She looks fine just the way she is. If you want to see her in different environments, yeah, she looks just fine that way. All right. Voice is very important. More important than you know. Because you're going to hear this in combat. A lot. So you don't want one that's going to annoy you. Yeah, see, I would never use that. That would bug me. No, definitely not. Let's go with 3. A little huskier. Let's see. Look when she takes damage. Guess that's annoyed. I don't know about that laugh. The chuckle's okay.
Huh?
Let's try something else.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to the laugh.
Hey!
Oh, no, 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 no.
Woohoo!
Oh, no.
Woohoo!
No.
Woohoo! 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 Woo!
I think we'll just stick with 3. So they're like, wow, no, not on a dare. And some of the Lalafell voices are really grating, and they will sit there and do that emote that causes them to make that annoying sound over and over and over again, thinking they're being cute. All right. There she is. And these are the default Vieira clothes. Those clawed heels are default Vieira combat gear. The heels are made to puncture, and the claws are made to on the feet are made to scratch. Yeah, that is default Vieira combat. That was another thing that was established in Final Fantasy XII with Fran. Yeah, she was the first Vieira you ever saw. And this is how she dressed in that game. No, we don't need to save the appearance. This is just, it doesn't matter. I just picked my birth date, November 20th. And there are 12 months, so that would be the 11th month.
Huh?
All right, now you got to pick your job. Switch to someplace we can see a little better. There we go. Now I'm going to go with Archer because it is the easiest to start out as. Yeah, you can start, and wherever you start now, if you start as a pugilist, you can see you're going to start in the city-state of Ul'dah. Lancer and Archer, you're going to start in Gridania. Arcanist, you will start in Limsa Lominsa. Now, the thing with Limsa is it's an island. You are locked on that island until you reach the point in the story where it lets you travel to the other cities. If you choose to start in Ul'dah or Gridania, you can travel between it. You have to walk or run, sprint, whatever, but you can travel between the two. If you choose to start in Limsa, that's it. You're stuck in Limsa till the story decides you can leave that island. And if you start in one of the others, you can't go to that island. I have been playing this game for 10 years. There's no way to get to Limsa or leave Limsa until the story decides you can. So that is just the one caveat is, what you pick depends on what city you start in. And again, if you want to start as an Arcanist, you can. There's only one healer. Conjure starts in Gridania. Tanks, you have a choice of starting in Ul'dah or Limsa. Yeah, the Marauder is an axe wielder. The Gladiator is a standard sword and shield. The healer is, a staff waver, Pugilist is, Mr. or Miss Punchy. And that's, spear wielder. Archer is self-explanatory. Thaumaturge becomes Black Mage. Arcanist is an unusual one. They summon pets and things. And it actually has two branches. Once you get to a certain point, you can become a healer, known as a scholar, and you can become a summoner and summon giant beasts into battle. You can actually do both. It's not either or. And all your experience goes into Arcanist. So if you take out Scholar and Summoner, any experience you go levels up both of them. So yeah, but it's a caster. Now, it has been updated. There's a lot of stuff you can do without, but the casters, the Thaumaturge, the Conjurer, you cannot move while casting. If you move, you'll interrupt your cast and have to start over. That's the one thing with the caster classes in this game is once you start your cast, you have to let 75% of the cast bar finish. And if you time it just right, you can do what's called slide casting, where at the very end, just before it fires off, you can slide to the side. and get out of the way of stuff. But other than that, the casters are, mobile turrets. So I usually go with all the physical, which is pugilist, lancer, archer, the tanks. I like the physical. But archer is the easiest to start the game. At level 10, once you finish your level 10 class quest, there's two things. There's your class. You start out as an archer. Once you advance your archer to level 30, and the story so far enough, you can take out a job and become a bard. Same with thaumaturge. At level 30, it can become black mage. Arcanist at level 30 can become the scholar or the summoner or both. So all of these, so you're starting out with a class that goes from level 1 to level 30. Then when you get to level 30 and advance the story enough, you take out a job, and it's called job quest. But until then, they're class quests. So you have to do the level 10 class quest in your chosen starting point before you can take out other ones. But you can take out every one of these on one character, including the ones from Heaven's Ward, Stormblood, Shadowbringers. You can have all the jobs on one character. You don't need more than one character to try out all the stuff. But Arcanist, Archer is what I know best. I usually level it up and then pick up Dancer at level 60. So now we got to pick a starting city. As you can see, they have stars beside them. Every one of them has a star. That means that gets the bonus experience. Now, there are ones randomly at other data centers, but Dynamis, every one of them is, bonus experience. Well, Seraph isn't. I wonder why Seraph isn't. Must be overpopulation at Seraph. So yeah, any of these with the star, you will get the bonus experience. Let's just go with Golem because it's the easiest to say. Now we have to pick a name, and I do have a keyboard plugged into my PS5. Let's just go with Grumpy Test Dummy. Because, this is just might get deleted. You never know. We'll just call it Grumpy Test Dummy. And it will tell you if the name is taken. I highly doubt Grumpy Test Dummy is taken, though. But I do have Senpai Grumpy Bunny and Senpai Grumpy Bun on here. I can't use either one of those. It'll tell me no. Apparently we can use that. Did it go? Yeah. There we go. All right, away we go. Yeah, I've seen people, linger for hours in the character creator. I saw one streamer 3 hours in the character creator. And as you can see, everybody will tell you, oh, don't go to Dynamis. It's underpopulated. I have to wait in queue to get in it. It's not underpopulated anymore. It's a designated server where you can level up characters quickly. So yeah, don't listen to the people that tell you Dynamis is all low population servers, because as you just saw, I had to wait to get in. So yeah, Dynamis is definitely, if you want to level up fast, Dynamis is, and like I said, it's not a low population zone anymore. This is your opening screen. which, if you make a character, you can watch it yourself. I've seen it enough times that I don't care. So, now, here we are in the game. And you can see there's nobody around because we're isolated at the moment. You don't get to see other players till you advance far enough. So I'm going to pick controller. And you get all these random help screens. Yeah, that's what I said. Dynamis is not low population. I still see people in your streamers' chats like, oh no, don't go to Dynamis. It's a low population. No, it's not. I'm like, have you been to Dynamis? Well, no. Then how do you know? Yeah, stop running around telling everybody it's low population when it's not anymore. I mean, we had to wait for 30 people in the queue just to get into the server. Once you get in here, you choose whether you want controller or mouse and keyboard. I went with controller. Now, these annoying things will keep popping up. These are your help screens. I am going to make them go away. I am going to make this go away. I am going to change everything you see on this screen right now. In here, character configuration. This is where you go. You can see you got that big ass menu across the top. I hate that big ass menu. So we're going to go. First, you want this turned on. You want to double click to make there is flying in the game. You want to double click to make your character fly. You don't want to automatically take off just because you jumped. That's what auto takeoff on jump means. You can jump yes. See, if you have auto takeoff on jump, every time you're on your mountain, you do that, you'll start flying. Yeah, don't leave that turned on. You don't want to auto take off on jump. You want to double click to make your mount take off. No, don't enable direct chat, because every time you type something on your keyboard, like if you want to press I for inventory, if you have direct chat enabled, it'll go to the chat screen instead. That's what direct chat is. Every time a button you hit on the keyboard goes to direct chat. So if you turn that off, just hit enter. And then you can start typing in the chat window. That's all you gotta do. Hit enter. I turn all these on. There's mount farming in the game. And you'll be doing the same content over and over and over and over again. And people don't want to sit there and wait for you to go through the cutscene again. So I always turn these on to skip playback of scenes that you've already seen. It doesn't skip them the first time you go there. But if you go there a second time, it will skip it because you've already seen it. Most of this we don't need to worry about. If you don't like that, if you go to one of the bigger servers and there's an event going on, you can find hundreds of players around the NPC, and you can hide them by doing these. This you want auto turned on, and you want closest range, and I usually go with cone. That way, when you gotta watch, if you keep clicking your button after you kill your enemy, it will auto target the next enemy if you have this turned on. So I get a little clicky and end up, attacking something that I didn't mean to. But I would rather that than have to, re-click something to attack it. And most of that you can leave alone. And most of that you can leave alone. Now, character is where we get a little fancy. I like to sheathe my... Why are you telling me my headphones have been disconnected? Because they have. bear with me a second here. My headphones just disconnected. Okay. Don't know why it just randomly did that, but it's back. Okay. So I use a weird setup for my weapon, which I will show you. So I like my auto sheath to go real quick. I like animation. I like to be real quick, and I want it to randomize. Now these are very important. If you don't want to go blind in 24-man raids, yeah, do that. Because you will see there's all kinds of flare effects and things in the game. And if you have it all turned on, you can literally go blind. So that one's very important. And mouse, I don't even have a mouse on here, so. Now this is your inventory. You can see there's 4 slots over here on the right-hand side, those black dots. That's your inventory and your character gear. And you can set it so that it shows 4 individual slots that you have to tab between, or just opens them all. I want them opened all. And I don't want them to go, you have 2 things. You have your inventory, which is here. This is what open all looks like. And you have your armory chest. This is where your gear that you can equip goes. If you have it go to your armory, you have to hunt through all these tabs sometimes to find what you're looking for. So I tell it to not put everything in the armory chest, but it puts it in my inventory. So I just open my inventory and like, oh, there it is. I can look at it and see if I want to equip it or not. I don't have to go hunting for it. It's right there in my inventory. And I like to sort things automatically, so we will work based on category. This you can, it's not important. Same with this stuff, sort customization. I've never used that. All right, HUD. We want to change to get rid of that big ass menu. There it is. Now when we push a button, we get this. Instead of that big ass menu across the whole screen. I like that much better. So yeah, you just change it from controller type to mouse. This is those active help windows, the pop-up help screens. This makes them go away. It will tell you when there's a new one, but it won't pop up and stay there until you click exit anymore. And that play guide, that makes that play guide go away. We don't want to see that play guide pop up every time we log in. Now, recommendations, I do still want to pop up when I log in, see what I'm getting close to achieving. Now, it has character portraits. When you start in a dungeon, it will pop up all the portraits of all the party members, which I hate. Now, when we're leaving and we're voting for who was most helpful in the dungeon, that's when I want to see the character portraits. So that's the portraits in the commendation window. That's what I leave turned on. Now, this is your own personal preference. I have mine set to my local time. This is your main scenario gauge, which we can't see right now. And this is party list. You can change, the order. It goes by you. If you're just, whether you're healer or DPS at the time, you're at the top. then the order priority below you is tank, healer, DPS, if you're playing a DPS. If you're a healer, it will be tank and then 2 DPS and below you in the party list. You can change all of that here. I never do, so. And then this is very important. I want to pick out my name in a crowd of 24 people. So I'm going to make it purple. And when there's 24, you can turn names off. I like to see people's names. This is my party members. I'm going to set them to, let's make them teal. Alliance members. Alliance members are when you're in a 24-man raid. There's 3 teams of 8 people each. So those are the other 2 teams are your alliance. So let's change that to a darker green. And I like when the enemies are aggroing your party. I want to see it. So that's the enemies that are aggroing your party. Ones that aren't paying attention to anybody will be yellow. Ones that are engaged in your party, they're attacking somebody in your party, will be bright red. This you can't do on free trial. Don't worry about it. This is very important. You want to turn this on and then turn this on so that you can see what everybody's role is. When they're walking around, when they're in dungeons, when they're talking to you, this makes it so it shows up what they are. Now, I'm using a controller, so we're going to set up the controller. I want my recast time to be in the center of the button. These are the buttons. So you're choosing when there's a global cooldown, you're choosing where that shows up, in the lower bottom left or centered. I like centered. I don't care about hotbar numbers. And I'm not gonna, we're not using these, so they can all go away. Make sure I just set them all the same. And sharing is whatever you put in these hotbars will be the same for every job or class, whether you're a crafter, a gatherer, a caster, a melee, a ranged. Anything in these hotbars, if they're shared, will be the same for every class and job in the game. These, if you turn them off, these are all specific to just your job that you're currently on. In particular, you want hotbar 1, 2, 3, and 4 reserved just for each character individually. So that, if you put an archer skill on a bar, it's not going to show up on the lancer because they're not shared. This is transparency. You can set if this is R2, this is L2. You can set it so the inactive one is more transparent than the active one. I have tried it out. I didn't really like it. This, never mess with. If you toggle it, once you hit the button, it stays up. But then you have to hit the button again to make it go away and switch to the other one. Mixed, I'm not even sure what the Thunder Mix does. And we always want our extra buttons, which we can't see because it's behind that. Now, here's where it gets wild. You can see, let me get out of here. All right, this is, like I said, R2, L2, and that's it. That's all it does right now. This is our extra buttons, which we haven't activated yet, up top. So we're going to change all that, how all that works. Let's turn our virtual mouse mode on. And we can drag and drop him over here. Alright, so we're going to go to custom. And we're going to turn this on. And come down here and apply it. Now, if I hold down the L2 and R2, it switches back and forth between whatever is on this, your utility menu. So by turning that on, alternating L2 and R2 at the same time, we'll pull this up. Your utilities. It's a very intuitive design, but you have to turn it on. Same thing with the extra buttons up top. They're not going to work unless you turn them on. Now it's set to go to crossbar 8, which this is set to go to crossbar 8. So we're going to change that to bar number 2, which is reserved for each job and not shared. 8 is shared. And then we're going to come down here, and what we're going to do is when our weapon is out, I set it to go to hotbar 1 and 3, or when our weapon is not out. When our weapon is out, I want it to only go to hotbars 1 and 2. I have never had to go to 3 hotbars for 90% of the jobs, but you never know. So I will apply that and we'll show you. There we go. Now it works. Now we got extra buttons. Double clicking. That's double clicking R2, double clicking L2. And we got extra skill buttons now. And the reason I put it between 3, these are our sets. 1, 2, 3, 4 are all just for Archer right now. If I was a caster, they would all be just for caster. 5, 6, 7, and 8 are shared among all the jobs. This is your D-pad buttons. This, of course, is your space buttons. So, but what we're going to do is we're going to move some stuff around. We can lose this. We don't need auto attack. You automatically if you double click on somebody, you start auto attacking. Why do we need an auto attack button? So I'm going to change stuff around here. This is hotbar 3. These will default to every class you start. You'll get these on the first hotbar by default. So I'm moving them to 3, which is my individual utility for this class. So you can see right now, my weapon is put away. So I'm going from 1 to 3. If I draw my weapon, there's nothing on 2 yet, but now it will only go to 1 and 2. As soon as I put it away, back to 1 and 3. Now, I will show you the reason for that here. We're going to go to actions and traits. These are all your actions you're going to be getting as an archer. You'll get more later when you pick up bars. I'm going to go ahead and put them on my hotbars now. Repelling shot we never use, so we're going to relegate that to 3. What? No, I didn't want you on 3. How does the blood letter go on 3? Oh well, alright. Yeah, I already know where I want all these, so I'm going to go ahead and put them on where I prefer them. And these are your role duties. Leg graze inflicts heavy on a target, which makes them move a little bit slower. I never use. So we're going to relegate it to level 3, to crossbar 3. That way, when it pops up and gives it to us automatically, we can just ignore it because it's already tucked away, and then we'll delete it after that. This is a small healing that all, DPS pretty much get. Hook graze is the same thing. It binds the target so they can't move for a whole 10 seconds. Not really useful. So we're going to relegate it to crossbar 3. Peloton used to be important. Now it's a dash. A short-term dash that you can use anywhere unless you're engaged by an enemy. It used to be very important. Now if you sprint, when your sprint ends, you go to jogging until an enemy gets aggro on you. And the jogging speed is the same as Peloton speed. So basically they gave everybody the Peloton. Alright, now we're getting fancy here. We gotta have our limit break, because that doesn't get added to your hotbars by default. Now, our individual utility for this class, we want quick access to the character menu. We will want recommendations. We will want duty finder and duty support. We will want access to our hunt log. And later on, the challenge log. This is just, I set these up this way, that way, like I said, when I'm not in combat, I'm hitting R1 and switching back and forth between them. Now when we're in combat, we could switch back and forth between, 1 and 2 that way, or we could double click. Combat is any time your weapon is drawn. And the last thing we want to change is that's a little large. We're going to change all these to 20. And you can see our chat window there will change once we apply. There we go. That's a little more reasonable. Now this, I find extremely annoying. Hate that sound. Much better. You get in PvP, there's people that spam that sound. It's SE1, sound effect 1, and people will spam the shit out of it, and I'll put them on mute every time. They just keep spamming it over and over again. And I'm going to go refill my drink. I will be right back, and we will continue on. And like I said, if anybody's got any questions, I've been playing this for over a decade. I will be right back. Have a drink. I see AutoMod doing its job, blocking the bots. Alright, so that's the basic setup. Now we gotta fix it so it doesn't look like a steaming pile of crap on the screen. For that we go to HUD layout. And this looks very intimidating when you first go in here. Now, all those hotbars that we changed, we're gonna just tuck them away. Get them out of the way. That's what all this clutter is mostly the hotbars for mouse and keyboard control. Well, we're not doing mouse and keyboard control, so we're gonna get them out of the way. And you can go in here and just say, you know, not display, but it still shows the outline on screen. So like I said, I'm just getting rid of the clutter on my HUD editing screen. And just tuck them all the way down here. Like I said, there's a lot of clutter in here when you first start out. I mean, 10 hotbars, and they're all, you know, it's showing in different places around the screen in the HUD editor. Now, if you ever need 10 hotbars, you know, seek help. We don't use the pet hotbar because Arcanus doesn't really do anymore. Alright, now we're going to start getting a little more serious here. I want to move my experience bar down first, but I want to make it just a little bit smaller. Not picking up as much notable screen real estate. Same with the parameter bar. We're going to make it a little bit smaller. Oh, no, and then we're going to move our cross hotbar, make it a little bit smaller, and move it down. This is our progress bar. When we're doing anything that takes an amount of time, it will show in the progress bar. Like if you're a caster and you're casting spells, how long it takes your spell to go off will show on this progress bar. You don't want to put it all the way to the edge or it'll clip off. Target bar. You can see this is the target we're attacking. When you click on them, it's all the way at the top. No, we don't want that. And it's off to the side too. It's not only all the way at the top, it's off to the side. Now we're going to bring that down here. More in the line of sight. Focus target I never use. You can click on them and see that it's like a more detail of what the boss is doing. Scenario guide, that's just what tells you what your next main quest is. Party list is, yeah, we don't need that big. So we're going to make that smaller and move it up. Alliance list is if you're in the 24-man raid, like I said, there's 3 teams of 8. And this is going to show you who's there, who's, you know, whether their healers are dead. So it's kind of important to have, but it doesn't need to be big. And we're going to put it all the way up the top. Same with Alliance 2. You know, there's 3 alliances. You're in one. It's going to be your party list, and there's 2 others. For a total of 24 men. Or persons, people. But you know, it is important to see, like, you know, if their tank bails out on them, you can see that their tank is gone, and you'll need to cover for them. If their healers are all dead, your healers need to see that they need to be revived. So yeah, it is important to have. Enmity bar is who's attacking who. If you're a DPS, you don't want to see red dots on the enemy list. That means you've drawn the attention that shouldn't be drawn to you. So we're going to put that over here. Status enhancements, I like to have here where I can see them, you know, in my line of sight. It's going to be in the top left of this screen. So that's why I'm arranging that a little overlap, because, you know, I just want to see what's the top left. And enfeeblements are debuffs, so we want that down here in our line of sight. Status info other, you can see right now it's showing our experience boost. That's what that star in there is. But it doesn't need to be that big. It should, like, if you've eaten food, and that'll show in there. If you're riding your mount, it'll show a mount icon in there, you know. It's just different informational things. And we're going to want our mini-map down here. I like things where, you know, it's close to within my line of sight. Notices are like loot drops. When there's loot picked up in a dungeon, you know, and you need to choose whether you want it or not, that's notices. Main menu, we're going to move you here. Duty list is going to go up here, and we're going to make it smaller. Let's go ahead and get our server info. And we want to make that a little bit bigger. That way, if somebody wants to join us on our server, they can see it. You know, unless they're on their phone, they might have trouble seeing it then. So we're going to tuck that up in the corner and then put the duty list right up under it. There we go. There we go. And our gill, you don't need it down there at the bottom. We're gonna put our gill up here, combined with the status info other. Inventory grid, I don't need to see the inventory grid. I don't need to take up screen space. Turn it off. Yeah, I'm constantly opening my inventory and dealing with it, so. I've had people pop into my stream before, like, wow, you have the neatest, most organized inventory I've ever seen. I'm like, thank you. Item help. Now, this is getting in our way earlier, so we're going to move it and resize it. There, make it smaller. We don't need it huge. This is when you click on an item in your inventory, it pops up the help showing you what it is. Same with action help. Yeah. It pops up depending on where you're at on screen, either the left or the right, and it's huge. So no, we don't want huge. Limit gauge is, you know, if you played Final Fantasy, you know what a limit gauge is. We're gonna make it smaller. Duty gauge isn't used that often. It's specific actions. Like some of the Omega raids have weird mechanics. Like there's this painter guy, a demon, that's inhabiting paintings, and you have to use a paintbrush to affect different paintings that he's trying to inhabit, and that comes up in the duty gauge and the duty selection, the duty action. It's one of those things, unless the boss has a specific mechanic, you'll never see them. So we're just gonna tuck them out of the way. New Game Plus I don't like, so you know that can go down in the trash bin. I never use New Game Plus. Alright, now everything is moved around except the one thing you can't change in there. And we're going to hold down L1 and press R3 and enable our virtual mouse. This is the only thing you can't move, change, or resize in the HUD. Press L2 to simulate left click, and now we can move it. And we've got a drag. It's very touchy. So I am actually using the controller to do this. Hit L2 and drag. There. And now it's out of the way. And now you can see how much cleaner and neater everything looks. As opposed to that mess we started with. I saw some streamer was using the default HUD, and I'm like, oh, how can you stand that? That's an abomination. And you can see that's the active help. Now it just pops up and says there's a new active help. It's not anything you have to click to make go away now. And our first click, and you can resize these by pressing R3. I'm just pressing R3 there, so we're going to set it at 80%. We don't need that big ass thing. If you have a mouse, you can also right click on the title of the window and click rescale. And we can't skip this. We're not interested in all that. Thank you. Now, as you can see, we still don't see any players around. We're still isolated. And it will not let us... As you can see, we got sprint. Nope, not available. All of our buttons are not available except the character window. So, yeah, we're in the basic tutorial, which is just you walk in here, pick up your main quest, and that's it. Yep, see the active help. It just notifies you there's a new active help. If you want to go read them, go read them. And they're not popping up. Normally, if it's turned on, they pop up on the screen and they stay there in the top left corner until you click on them to make them go away. And we don't care. Seen it before. New players can do it on their own. Alright, we picked up and completed our quest. This concludes the interactive game tutorial. And we went up 2 levels because we're on an experience boost server. So normally you would get 400 experience for that, plus 100%, we got 800% experience. So that's why you pick Dynamis. We just went up 2 levels just by turning in the first quest. Now, anytime you see that meteor icon, that's what that is. That's the meteor icon because meteor destroyed everything, yada, yada, yada. That is your MSQ or main scenario quest. You can see up in the top left corner, I have Close to Home and Way of the Archer. Way of the Archer is our class quest. It's telling you we need to go to the Archers Guild and pick up and do Way of the Archer. The other one, Close to Home, is that. It's telling us, hey, you have a new main story quest. And if you click on it, your touchpad on it, it will open the map and show you where it is. We need to move that. There we go. And turn off transparency. There. Yeah, if we click on it, see, I'm hitting the touchpad and it's navigating around the screen. It will open up and say, hey, here's where your main quest is. And she's going to tell us to go around town and investigate everything. The active main menu has been added. See, we don't need help on all that stuff. Now we see players. Hooray! We see other people. This symbol is for side quests. If you want to do the side quest, you just click on it. The level, it will give you, on this server, 100 experience. We have better ways to level up. We're not going to do any of the side quests. As you can see, this has our main quest symbol on it, telling us we need to do something here. So click on it, and we're going to attune to it. And this funny guy's going to come up and tell us that we need to pay him 10,000 gil for that. We don't care. We just learned the return spell. See, now our purple is lit up. No matter where we're at, this is now our home point. We just set this as our home point. No matter where we're at, if we click that purple return icon, we will return here. You can change it. See, set home point. We're going to register as a favorite destination because it has a 20-minute cooldown. So if you need to come back here before it's, setting that reduced at half price by setting a favorite destination. You have, on the free trial, I believe you could set 3 or 4 favorite destinations and it'll be half the cost to teleport to them. So that's the main aetheryte. Like I said, you use that to teleport to, return to. If you die, that's where you're going to go back to. Now, you can see it's showing us different things on a map. This is where our main quest is pointing us to. This is our main aetheryte here. And if we click on that from the map, we'll teleport to it. But it costs gil to teleport. Don't go crazy with the teleporting or you will go broke. There are other ways to get around. So these are Aether net shards. They make it easier to get around town. You'll see these in any of the major cities. And you need to click on them. And we got help. And as you can see, there's basic ones that to get around. It helps you get around. We have to go activate all of them. But in here is our Archers Guild. Yeah, we need to talk to you. And they're going to give you a whole big long spiel on why you should join the Archers Guild. I mean, literally like 10 paragraphs. Yeah, I don't need 10 paragraphs on why I should join your Archers Guild. And you can't skip this. And the crafting and gathering jobs, there's no cutscene, but anytime you take on a new class, you don't want to get too clicky because they're going to come up and ask you, do you want to join or not? And it defaults to no. And so if you're just fast clicking, you'll click no and have to go through it all again. It defaulted and I catch myself doing, I'm like, yeah, I just want to get through it in a hurry. Oh, sorry, you clicked no. Alright, so we have our first class quest. As you can see now we have Close to Home, our main scenario quest, and Way of the Archer, our class quest. But we still have more to do around town. We have, you can see the two of them are grayed out on Close to Home. That means we've done those. So there's still more to do. And we look at our map, there's another half to the city. So we're going to go over here to Old Gridania. And this is the market area. On the free trial, you can buy anything from any of these guys. You cannot use the market board. Function not available on the free trial. But any of these merchants through here, you can buy stuff from them. You can see there's weapons of different levels. This guy, if you're doing crafting and gathering, he has tools for you to use. This guy has gear. This guy has accessories. So you're not completely locked out on the free trial. You can purchase stuff from them. Up here, we're going to get some from this because food gives you an experience boost. 3%. And people are like, oh, it's not that important. 3% adds up, especially when we get doing the hunt log in a bit here, where you're going to be killing dozens and dozens and dozens of mobs on the world map. And that is the system we're going to use to level up fast. So, let's see, how many can we get? We can get 20. That'll do us for now. I don't, you can see it gives you some buffs. I could care less about the buffs. They all give you some kind of buff. All I want is the 3% experience boost. And the boiled eggs are the cheapest. Well, raisins are, but they give buffs for spellcasters. Raisins and boiled eggs are the cheapest. So now I am going to set that to my utility screen. I'm going to open my inventory. This is why I turned off the inventory grid, because, just open it. Even in the middle of combat, I can open this and access it. And we're going to set our eggs to the handy dandy hotbar. But yeah, these guys sell like dyes. Dyes have been condensed now to where, it's just one pot of dyes instead of, a different dye for every color, which we don't have the dye ability yet. This guy repairs your gear. Gear does take damage, especially if you're dying a lot. And this is just, we were given an eel pie for him. Yeah, don't care. Just want to complete the quest. All right. So now you can see we have completed our Close to Home. So, but we have to go kill some stuff for our Archer quest. So we're going to go attune to the rest of these because it's important for a very good reason, which you'll see momentarily once we get them all. And of course, I know exactly where they are. You'll have to look around. You can zoom in and out on the map by your right stick. So yeah, I just happen to know where all of them are because I have it memorized. Oh, I need to take care of something here. I put them on my job utility bar. I need them on the overall utility bar, some things. Alright, I want sprint there. Want recommendations there. Duty finder there. And party finder will go there. Alright. Now you can see we're sprinting. For 20 seconds, we're sprinting. And we go pretty fast. But once it runs out, we'll switch to jogging. We're still going faster, just not as fast. And that will stay until you go from one map to another or until some enemy aggroes on you. But as you can see, our sprint has a cooldown. Very long one too. But yeah, we're still jogging. And this is as you earn achievements, you will get achievement points. You can turn those achievement points into this guy in exchange for things. Yeah, minions, emotes, glasses that you can wear on your face, the fashion accessories. These are mounts. You get your own chocobo, and barding is dressed up for your chocobo. There's a Deathclaw mount. Orchestrion roles you can play at the inn. Your inn room you will get. But yeah, this is where you trade in those achievement points. The only one in the game, incidentally. There's not one in each city. Now, you will notice when you picked up Dynamis, you got 10 of these. If you start a character on Dynamis, you get 10 silver chocobo feathers. You can use them here. Deal in spoils. Silver chocobo feather exchange. And for 5 of those feathers, you can pick up a fancy weapon that you can use at level 50, 60, 70. You normally have to buy these, which was what's called Tomes of Poetics. But, you know, if you have your 10 silver chocobo feathers, you can get them here for 5. You know, there's a level 60 dancer weapon. So yeah, don't throw those away. There's the mail. We don't have any mail right now. If I start a new character on my main account, it will fill up that mailbox twice. I'll have to empty it, log out, and log back in. Because I've been a subscriber for so long. And like I said, it's up to you to do these side quests. Side quests become unimportant very quickly. Yeah, because we will be getting main scenario quests on our first character. So, yeah, if you take out another class, like if you decide, you know, okay, Archer is nice, but yeah, I want to be a Lancer. You could use those side quests to get experience for the Lancer. But they're still, you know, it's very disappointing how much experience they give you. I will show there's ways to get much better experience just for killing trash mobs out in the world. Yeah, say 82, and we get double that, so we'll get 160 experience. And I'll show you how you can get like 1,000 experience out of trash mobs. Yeah, now my original grumpy old man, all the side quests are done because, I would reach the end of A Realm Reborn and then there's nothing else to do. So I did that. Then I reached the end of Heaven's Ward and the next expansion wasn't out yet, so I did all those side quests. Now we find out this is why we attune to all of these. We now have access to the gate to leave the city and the airship landing. But you have to collect all of these to get that. And now you can see we can go anywhere in town, but we can also go out the gates, the north and central gates. Our quest, you can see that big red dot. Archer quest is outside the central shroud gate. So we're going to go there. And we're going to consume 2 foods because 1 will give you 30 minutes. 2 will give you 60 minutes. Now, the way this works, we are level 3. Chaining together mob kills will give you what's called chain bonus. To get chain bonus, you have to attack mobs that are at or higher than your level. Level 2 is the highest you can get for ground squirrels, so we ain't getting jack shit out of the ground squirrels. But we will get 103% experience out of them. So we will level up. But we don't want to level up yet. We want to go find something a little bit higher level. Fates are overworld events that you can participate in. They're voluntary. So we're level 3. We want to look for something on level 4. So if we keep on walking, these guys are level 4. This is the fate. The pink icon, that's the fate. And as you can see, it's one enchanted evening. Tells you what's about. But basically we gotta kill these guys. But they're not what we're here for. I mean, if you finish it, you'll get extra experience. But it will level us up. We don't want that yet. So we're gonna go over here. No, we don't want to mess with you. Go away. We don't want to mess with you. You're going to mess up our plan here. We want to fight these guys. But we can't yet because we don't have our hunt log. So we're trying to preserve our hunt log. But this will do for now. We need to kill 4 of them, I believe. Now, if we had our hunt log, we'd need to kill. So you have to complete a class quest to get your hunt log. As soon as you complete any one level 1 class quest, you'll get our hunt log. But you'll see. Here's 1. See, chain bonus. We have 80 seconds to kill something now and get a big experience boost. Yep, see, it's going up. Now we're down to 57 seconds. Yep, see, we went from 158 to 164 to 170. Obviously, this is a small potatoes. We're just doing this for 25 seconds left. Yeah, the timer keeps going down, so it's not unlimited. You can see we're up to, there we go, 200%. we basically got 4 times the experience out of that. We're running out of say time's up now. Time's up. It'll tell you at the very bottom on your progress bar. But that is the secret to leveling up fast, is to find something that's 2 levels higher than you and kill a bunch of them and get those chain bonuses. Yeah, now on my main account, I get earrings to give me experience boost, and in a little bit when we hit level 15, we'll get a ring that gives us an experience boost. And I strung chain bonuses up to where I was getting 600% experience. Yeah, unfortunately with the Forced World, there's a Star Marmot and Ulda, and level 2 is the high. There's always one mob that you're told to kill, and level 2 is the highest you can find. I don't know why that is. Alright, return. Now, we can use our return to go back to town, but we're, right here. And we're not going to activate the 20-minute cooldown just to go back to town. But yeah, we could run around and kill more, but we have to get that hunt log because it's, oh crap, let me fix it. I don't want to see you. It's somebody advertising something, and we're on a free trial. We don't need to see that crap. So I am going to change it general, turn off shout, and go to events, turn on shout. That way, next time somebody puts a big shout message up like that, it goes into events instead of our main screen. So it's tucked out of the way because most of the time they're advertising, join our free company. Well, you're on a free trial. You can't join a free company. So you don't need to see all that. Alright, let's see what we'll go up to level 5 here. I think we need to be level 5 to pick up the next main scenario quest. So before we turn that in, let's go to the Archer's Guild. The 8th or not? An Archer's Guild. And there we go. Here's our hunt log. Now we see our hunt log. I gotta sneeze. No? Yes? No, not gonna come out. Just gonna sit there and bug me. As you can see, these are our rank 1 hunt marks. And we get double experience. So for killing 4 little ladybugs, we'll get 150 experience. So it starts out small and gets bigger. And if you finish them all, you'll get twice that 2,500. So you'll get 5,000 for finishing it. So that's what we were after. Yeah, and she wants us to hit 6 targets around town. And as an archer, you can just attack and keep going. See? Now this one's a little trickier because there's going to be people and we can't just click. You can see with NPCs and stuff, so we have to use our D-pad. Left and right. Select the archery button. Same with that one up there. Yeah, if there's NPCs and stuff, other clickable stuff around, yeah, you have to select. Alright. People getting their chocobos. There must be a lot of new, there's a ton of new players on here. That's why we had to wait in line to get in the server. Because with the expanded free trial, there's a lot of people on here now. They find out that this is the double experience server. Yeah, it's not a low population server anymore. Alright, now you gotta tell us what you really want us to do. So we gotta go to North Shroud and kill a bunch of stuff. But we're gonna go do some leveling up. We're level 5 now. So let's go to Central Shroud. And our food's still holding for 49. Yeah, see, these symbols mean they're on our hunt log. You can see ground squirrel. But, you know, they're low level. We don't want low level right now. Yeah, we'll come back and clean them up to get the hunt log experience. Right now we want chain experience. And I know where there's some level 7 mobs we can get it from. We're gonna go down the river. There we go. We will heal when we level up. Do I have any potions? Nope. Don't die. Come on, we got 60 seconds. Heal up a little bit. Get in range. Come on, heal up. Heal faster. There, we healed up. Now we can poison them. We have put, and there's that leg graze that we put out of the way. Now we can do a little more. Come on. Couple seconds left. Can we make it? Yes, we made it. 206% experience. Alright, I need one more water sprite. They usually respawn pretty quick. And now we're level 7. Yeah, as you can see, we're getting a lot more experience with the side quests we're going to give them. Just for shooting stuff. Anyway, we're going to run out of time. Alright, let's go back and kill our other targets. Yeah, we're done with you guys for now. We won't get chain bonus out of these guys, but we need to take care of them for our hunt log bonus. Go away, you guys. Give up. There we go. And we're still, on our, no stats gear. These don't give us any stats at all. This is just standard and our level 1 bow. And we already qualify to do the level 5 class quest. As I said, you can see why I said Archer is the easier to start with. Because you can move and keep shooting. There's no way. We got our second win. We can heal up now. Did we get all those we needed? Alright, now we gotta take out some of these guys that are gonna give us like no experience, but we need to complete the hunt log. Yeah, I think we're only getting 92 experience out of these. But for completion, we got 720 experience. Oh, I get too clicky. All right. Let's go get our squirrels. Let's change it to show the incomplete. Anoles. We need to go get some anoles. And you can see we're almost to that level 10 mark. And we only went back to the guild to get our hunt log. Yeah, now that we've got the hunt log, if we take on another class after level 10, we can just pick up the level 1 quest and go to town. Level up all we want doing the hunt log and doing the chaining. These are on our quest for our archer to kill 8 of these. Yeah, that auto attack that I deleted, I'm not pushing any buttons. That's the auto attack. See, she's auto attacking. See, that's why I don't get, why do we need a button for auto attacking? We don't need a special button to take up space. Because you automatically auto attack. Now, if you're a caster, you default to casting spells. Well, you have a staff. You can walk up to them within melee range and click on them and start bonking them with your staff. Why you would want to, I don't know, but you can. You're not going to do much damage, but you can. Okay, we're going to go down and look for some higher level stuff. Because our goal, right now we've made it to level 10. Well, we're going to make it to level 10, which we unlocked the Chocobo Porter system. Basically, you'll see Chocobo Porters in different locations, and you can use them like taxis. Like there's one up here in Brent Branch Meadows. We'll go check it out. And you can hop on the Chocobo Porter, and it will take you back to Gridania. I mean, you can hop off early, but once you pick a destination, that's the only place they're going to go. But as you can see, now I did a lot of setup because, I want stuff changed around, to make me happy. Oh, we're not level 10 yet. That's right. Yeah, I spent a lot of time, changing all the settings and changing the HUD, and you don't need to do all that. And there we go. Now, we can teleport. That's our blue icon. And as you can see, New Gridania is cheaper because we set it as a preferred destination. Now, if you want that Branch Meadows to be a preferred destination, you can do that. But you only get 4. Three or 4, so yeah. But once we hit level 10, you can take a Chocobo Porter from Gridania and have it bring you right to Branch Meadows. It will bring you right to here, to the Chocobo Keep. we're going to head south where things get a little more dangerous. Level 10. I think that's the highest level we can get with them. Yeah. I was looking to see if there's any 11s, but no. We still got our food buff going. These guys will stay pretty much stationary and just, you know, spit seeds at you unless you get close enough. And then they'll do a melee attack to send you back, knock you back. So, we'll just stand there and shoot back at him. He's shooting me, I'm shooting him. And there's our chain bonus. Second win, heal us up. Raising strikes boost our damage, so we can kill faster. When you level up and you get one of those abilities, it'll automatically put them on your cross hotbars or your hotbars. That's why I went ahead and put them where I put them, so it doesn't stick them in the middle of this hotbar. Now that we've leveled up and gotten those abilities, we can just delete them since we're never going to use them. Good, they can go away now and never be seen again. And this one we want, that will get deleted. Repelling shot is you shoot and leap backwards. And there are a lot of platforms in boss arenas, so you usually end up leaping backwards to your death. I never use it. Nobody ever uses repelling shot. Every job, class, whatever, has a skill that nobody uses. Yeah, that's how you level up fast, is you find something that's 1 or 2 levels ahead of you, get your food buff going, and kill a bunch of them. See, we got level 11 tree slugs here. But I'd rather do... They have a circle AoE, the tree slugs do. So you have to keep running out to avoid it. These guys have a cone, which is easy to sidestep. And we'll probably be set to kill a bunch of them with our hunt log on rank 2. So we're going to take some out now. Yeah, you can hear her grunting and groaning as she fights. That's what it says. Picking a voice that's not annoying is important. No, we don't want the tree slugs. Come on, come on. They're not hard to kill, they keep doing that circle AoE, so you have to run away from them. Yeah, because they're going to close the melee range and try to do that. Oh, I hit one. Oh well. Let's get our raging strikes going. See, that's a lot easier to sidestep. There we go, we got some experience out of them. So we got a Knowles and Trickster imp yet. As you can see, it doesn't take that long to level up, if you know what you're doing. There's nothing in the game that tells you about that chain bonus, really, or that it requires you to attack something at or above your level. Yeah, if we're level 10 now. If we go attack something level 9, no chain bonus. And also, anytime you're in an area with a main aetheroid, you see that little moon symbol beside my experience, in between the experience bar and the main menu. I need to move the main menu, it's overlapping. That's getting rested bonus. You get an experience bonus based on how long you have rested in an area that has a big aetheroid like that. Main menu. I want you... Yeah, I don't want you overlapping with the moon there. Alright, I'm gonna go take a bathroom break. I will be right back. I'll leave you with my photography page. All right. And yes, all those were photographs that I have taken over the years. Alright, let's finish up our hunt log for area for rank 1. Up there! Now see, we hit level 10. We have access to Chocobo Keep now. Yep, see, we can hire a Chocobo that'll take us right to Gridania. We're 5 gil. Now, in A Realm Reborn, Heaven's Ward, and Stormblood, Chocobo Keep is a cheap option to get around. Cheaper than teleporting. Once you get to later in Stormblood and some of the other the Shadow, it's not cheaper than teleporting anymore. I don't know why. Yeah, once you get to areas that have, you know, like the hawks for transportation that fly, I guess, I don't know why they made it so expensive, but yeah. As long as Chocobo order is cheaper than teleporting, I'll make use of it. Yeah. Now, sometimes you're in a hurry and you want to get stuff done. That's when I use the teleport. There we go. We got 24 minutes left on our food. And we haven't been doing any side quests. That's why we don't have much money. We've just been going around killing stuff instead of completing quests. But yeah, I don't have anyone need to teleport right now anyway. Fate started. So we can kill them and get credit for the fate. You can see, we're not getting chain bonus, because they are below our level. Now, in Fate, you get bronze, silver, and gold for participation. Participation, even if you're a healer and you're there healing people, yeah, that's participation. You get some of these guys that think they have to kill every single mob to get maximum credit. No, you don't. They're running around trying to kill every single thing before you do. No, it's a group event. It's group participation. You don't have to kill. That's what said. If that healer come through and they wanted to, I would have been like, okay, I've done enough to get gold. You go ahead. Yeah, I've seen some guys, you know, where I showed up after, and they're running around trying to beat you to every mob and kill it before you can. No, that's not the way you do it. It's group participation. So yeah, I will, you know, be the nice guy and bow out. If somebody else showed up at this point, I would stop shooting just to let them get some participation. But nobody did. Alright, so we need a Knowles now. And after that we have to go to North Shroud. We could get to North Shroud from here, but we have to go up to this area, Sorrel Haven, and through here, and we'll never make it through there alive. We're going to go back to Gridania and then teleport over to here from the easier side of it. Yeah, like here, when I went down south to looking for tougher mobs, yeah, we have to go through a whole lot tougher mobs to get through to North Shroud from here. And we will never make it through the ranged attackers alive. Sorry, but we need to kill 4 of you. Now, our first goal was to make it to level 10 so that we can unlock the Chocobo Quarter system. And also, you know, after we do our level 10 class quest, we can change classes. Our next goal is to make it to level 15 so we can do the novice quest and get some decent gear. That's why I haven't done any side quests or anything picking up, because I know at level 15 we're going to get a full set of gear. Except for your head and your weapon. You don't get to, but you do get a ring, an experience boost ring that will dramatically ease this process because it gives you 30% experience boost. Alright, that's it. No more hunt marks here. These are all in North Shroud. So, we're going to go ahead and return since it's free. Yeah, return is always free. But as you can see, 880-second cooldown. Yeah, that's a long one. But from here, we can just go to North Shroud. And you get a bonus for appearing on the map for the first time. It's kind of silly. The higher your level, the higher the bonus you will get. It used to be that you had to, like, this area up here is all high level mobs. You know, that's another area that we wouldn't survive if we went up there right now. And you used to have to slowly uncover the map. You know, it had fog of war going. And you had to get to level 50 before you could actually go up here and finish. And you got like a big bonus. And they did away with it. I don't know. Now, you still get that in the newer areas, but not here anymore. I don't know why. Yeah, I have no idea why they changed it to, yeah. In a Realm Reborn, as soon as you set foot on the map, it's fully revealed and you get a tiny bonus. If you're wondering, you see these guys all have blue icons beside their level 9. That means they're not aggressive. They won't attack on sight. The red ones will. There's also A and B rank hunt marks that have fancier symbols beside their level. They'll one-shot you. Those are level 50. You don't fight them till level 50. But yeah, if you see a mob with a big fancy symbol beside its level, yes, they're still level. Alright, we got all our mid-swarm done. We still need mitlings, which are low level. And we still need 4 more of these. At least it's not 30. You know, like some games do. Oh, you must kill 30 of this mob. Why? But yeah, if you're watching, you can see that, you know, we've been moving around pretty quickly. So yeah, that would be rather annoying to have to sit and kill 30 of something. Last one of these we need, so we need to stop shooting. And I didn't stop shooting. Well, Officer Formundica is distracting me, and I keep shooting stuff I don't need to shoot. Go away, little dude. That's a lollipop. Alright, Micro Chew should be this way. Or Mitling, there we go. That's Louie. And level 4 is the highest we're going to get out of them. And if you're way over level, like if we were level 14 or 15, every time we attack one of these guys, another one's going to join in because we're beating up and being a bully. Yeah, and if you're seriously over leveled, like 25 levels, you get a whole shitload of them after you. There we go. We finished rank 1, unlocked rank 2. And as you can see, the rewards dramatically went up. We're going to get 20,000 experience for completing rank 2. And that's not to mention all these. That's what I say, you know, rank 1 might have seemed a bit pitiful, but yeah, once you get to rank 2, oh yeah, you're going to level up fast. Especially with the food bonus and the chain bonus. And you know, if you know how to do it right, yeah, you can get to level 30 just by doing rank 1, 2, and 3 of your hunt log, if you play it right. Yeah, I don't have much chocobo yet. That's later in the game. And that's not where we want to go. That little Wallapel running around is getting distracting me. I think that's his intention. Might want me to join his free company or something, but yeah, this is just, yeah, I will probably delete this character. I don't plan on keeping it. I just wanted to show people some stuff. Yeah, a lot of people are hesitant to try this game, and like I said, all this has been on the free trial. Everything you've seen me do so far has been completely free. Yeah, and a lot of people worry about, oh, it's going to take so much time. If you want to jump in and play for 20 minutes and then jump out, a lot of people do that. So we don't need the cutscene. Some people get in here and play for hours and hours and hours. Yeah, if you want to just jump in and do your hunt log for 20 minutes, log back out, 20, 30 minutes log. The idea behind this game is if you're having fun, you're playing the game the right way. If you can jump in and do something for 20 minutes and jump out and you're having fun doing it, you're playing the game the right way. Yeah, I have another friend who is an obsessive completionist. I mean, she is obsessive. And she will have to go through and do every one of these things. Yeah. And I mean, there's hundreds. like this, the Valdesian Arsenal. This is Eureka. She will spend a month in there and grind out you can make special weapons in here. And she will spend a month in there and grind out the weapon for every class in the game. And you can see these are the different jobs. This is your tanks. Tank's job in the dungeon is to stand there and make sure everything is smacking him. Or her. And so the rest of you can kill them. And then the healer's job is to keep the tank from dying. But the tank has skills to mitigate damage, so. But yeah, these are the current combat jobs in the game. These are the crafting and gathering jobs in the game. You can currently level all of these, except for you won't be able to do Reaper, Viper, Beastmaster, Pictomancer. Yeah, those are up to Dancer. You can level all of them to level 80. The crafting and gathering, you can just do all of them. No restriction on that. If you're into crafting and gathering, yeah, you can level every one of those up to level 80. And craft to your heart's content. But yeah, I believe Reaper, Viper, Beastmaster is brand new. I've never even seen, but I think it's another limited job like Blue Mage. You can't actually use it in regular content. But yeah, Reaper, Viper, Pictomancer, and I think Sage are off the table for the free trial. So yeah, there's a lot to do. We don't have access to Duty Finder yet, but there's a crap load of stuff you can do in this game. One guy, he was determined to do everything, absolutely everything that is possible to do in the game on the free trial. I think it took him 4 years. Yeah, now that's, like, we started out here in Gridania. It's slightly different if you start out in Ul'dah, so he may have just, did 3 different characters. One to start in Ul'dah, one to start in Gridania, one to start in Limsa, just to see what the differences were. Yep. Oh, we want to turn on auto advanced text. Yep. But yeah, now that they've included Shadowbringers, expansion, there's years and years of content you can play for free. And the game is not pay to win. It's pay to accessorize and get fashion and fancy mounts and everything. Yes, there's a cash store. You can pay to skip content, but you can't pay to complete content. Yeah, if you want to skip a Realm Reborn and start right into Heavensward, pay your $10. You can jump right into Heavensward. Yeah, if you want to jump straight into Stormblood, I think it's like $15. You want to jump straight to Shadowbringers, it's like $20. If you don't want to fool with leveling up a character, you can pay and get your character boosted to level 80. Of course, you still have to learn how to play it. Let's see. Oh yeah, we have to go. We have to go back to Bent Branch Meadows and shoot some targets. So we're going to take our Chocobo order for 5 gil. As you can see, it changes to your mount menu and gives you a button to dismount if you need to be. So, yeah, there are places like there's a bar called Buscaroon's Druthers. And there's a Chocobo porter there, but it doesn't stop at his location. It passes through on the way to Quarry Mill. But you can take the Chocobo porter to Quarry Mill and just hop off at Buscaroon's Druthers. Oh, you just had to come and bug me, didn't you? Yeah, see, there's our rank 2 hunt marks. Yeah, you can see these guys will aggro you on sight. That's why they have the fancy red marker instead of the little passive blue one. Well, we got our target. There's 4. But yeah, if you choose to do the side quests do reward you in gil. Yeah, even though the experience is not that much, they do get you gil. So yeah, that's why we're so low on money, because still haven't figured out yet why those goofy mounts exist. So yeah, doing the side quest will start getting you gil. Yeah, that's why we're so broke right now, is I've been ignoring the side quests. But like I said, this isn't a character I'm playing. I'm just using it for showing. All right, now we gotta go talk to Leah and find out what she really wants us to go kill. And there's an arrogant guy in the Archers Guild. He's like, I don't believe a common adventurer like you really did all that, yada yada. So he sends us out. I'm going to send you out on some tougher targets, and they're not really. In fact, I don't think they're as tough as the ones Leah sent us out on. Now I want to see something here. Can we unlock the Smith early? Because we can't access it till level 15. No, we cannot do it till level 15. So you have to unlock it, but once you unlocked it, you can access it from everywhere. You can see you must first unlock the Hall of Novice. So yeah, we have to get to level 15. But yeah, this is the gear we're going to get. Is a whole set of this. Plus this. Gives boost of experience by 30%. So yeah, it's very important to do your novice training exercises at level 15. Because it's going to tell you to do them before your first dungeon anyway. But yeah, that's all you need to look for, is that there's the Smith in every tavern in every city. Just look for the Smith. And do your novice training. And yeah, that gear will last you. I made use of that gear up until level 30 before. Yeah, it's definitely decent gear. Alright, Leah, what do you need us to go kill? We've got your targets. Yeah, this is the guy, Silver. Little elf, arrogant elf dude. You can see how much of a dick he is just by looking at him. He's the one, I don't believe you really killed all those. Yeah, we gotta go kill a bunch of stuff. Now, to get there, we have to go out the east gate, which for some reason you can't get through the Ethernet. We have to go here and take a ferry over. And we get our wimpy little experience for revealing the map for the first time. Alright, now, there's level 10, 11 vultures here, but we're going to go on down the road. There's more of our hunt marks, and find level 13 vultures. So we can get some chain bonuses going. Yeah, you can see this is all higher level mobs around here. There we go. You don't want to come here when you're level 5. You probably won't last long. Yeah, see the code AoE is much easier to sidestep out of. I don't think we're gonna make it in time. 14 seconds? No, I don't think we're gonna make it in time. He was too far away. That few extra seconds I had chasing him down. Yep, just missed it. Oh, our food ran out. We let our food run out. Oh, I think we killed enough of them. We need to kill tree slugs now. And level 12 is the highest tree slugs we're going to get for their chain bonus. And they're the ones with the circle AoE. That if you're a melee, you'll learn to hate. Because you got to run out from the circle. Fortunately, all melee characters have a ranged attack, except for Pugilist and Monk. That's why I hate Pugilist and Monk, because it's the only class in the entire game that has no ranged attack. Yeah, Lancer can throw their spear. Yeah, the Gladiator Paladin can throw their shield. Marauder Warrior can throw their axe. But apparently the Pugilists can't throw their fist weapons. It's very weird. Even the ninja, you know, they throw their daggers. Of course, ninja also has, you know, throwing stars and things, and you can hide and sneak up and attack people. Ninja is very cool, but it's in Lominsa, which we don't have access to yet. If you don't start in Limsa, like I said, if you start in Limsa, you're stuck in Limsa until you advance the story enough. If you didn't start there, you can't go there until you, that's where Ninja is. Ninja and Rogue. But yeah, as you can see, you know, here is a good starter job. Because, you know, it's fast, you can run around and shoot stuff and get out of the way. You know, keep shooting while you're moving. Yeah, and then once you're used to the game, you can switch to, you know, more complicated jobs like Ninja. Yeah, I think a lot of people get intimidated because, you know, it has so many expansions now, and I don't think I'd ever get caught up. Well, you don't have to get caught up. It's a play at your own pace game. It's not like World of Warcraft where, you know, if you're not caught up to the rest of it, you suck and we're going to put you down. No, the community in here is very welcoming of new players. You know, you can go into any city and you know, you can see in the chat it's set to say. Say is going to just, whoever's local to you will see it. You can go into any city and say, I'm lost. I don't know what to do here. Can somebody help me? And I guarantee you somebody will. Yeah, if you go into a dungeon, you don't have to go in with other players. You can do the whole story with NPCs, party members. But if you go into a dungeon, there's no need to be nervous. If you're new, just tell them. You know, type in chat. Say, I'm new. You know, I don't really know what I'm doing yet. They'll go slow. Yeah, if you do something dumb and, you know, the whole party wipes, they're not going to bail out and say, oh, we're done with this. They're like, okay, let's go again. We'll get it right. Yeah, I've been in a dungeon where somebody really did not know what they were doing and caused us to party wipe like half a dozen times. And we all kept at it, kept encouraging and saying, it'll be all right. You know, you'll figure it out. Oh, I meant to click yes. Yeah, some MMOs are notorious for being, you know, not kind to new players. This ain't it. This game has a reputation of notoriously being kind to new players. There we go. Armory unlocked. We can change jobs now. We're going to put our helmet on first, though. And that's an ugly helmet, so we're going to hide the helmet. Yeah, we have to do level 15 to get to that. So yeah, we have unlocked the armory bonus. You can put different jobs, different gear sets. So we can go up here and become a Lancer. And of course, same thing, they're going to give you 10 paragraphs about the Lancers Guild. I don't need to read 10 paragraphs about the Lancers Guild. I don't need to read 10 paragraphs about anything. And now you have to patiently click through slowly so you don't click no. I wish they would change that to default. Yes. You can just quick click through. There we go. Lancer unlocked. And he gave us our first lance, which we can now equip. And as you can see, our skills have changed. We're down to level 1, Lancer. And we can start taking on Lancer quests. We can save that as a new gear set, and now we can switch between Archer and Lancer. It's that simple. You know, we did a lot of, nonsense ahead of time. Like I said, we changed all the user settings. I changed all the HUD settings. I fiddle farted around, but if you need to know that, now you can go through the VOD and see how to do all that. But that's it, basically. Now once we get to level 15 and do the novice quests are specific to job types. So once we do the novice quest for any DPS class, we can wear that gear on all DPS classes. Now, if you want, you can do the specific tank novice quests as a tank and get tank gear. But tanks can also wear the DPS gear. The only one that is the magic, healers and casters, they have specific magic and caster gear they can get from doing the novice quest as a caster. So you saw the smiths in the caster of the main city. Just, once you hit level 15, go see the smith. So I think I'm going to end it there for today. I think I've shown enough. Like I said, my Discord is on my about. I am always in Discord. Might not be showing as in Discord, but it's always open. My email is on there too. If you have any questions, just like I said, just reach out. I've been playing this game for a decade. And I was watching somebody streaming one time, and they were looking for one of the hunt targets. I don't know, like the micro chew, or the bog yarzon, or the hoglet. They weren't finding it. I'm like, tell me what you're looking for. Oh, I'm looking for I said, no, give me the name of it. And she did, and I said, oh, it's over here. You go up this way, you turn on this side, and you go to the right, and it's right there. And she just couldn't believe it. I knew from memory, just watching it, to tell her how to get to where her hunt mark was. So yeah, generally, if you need help getting started in a Realm Reborn, I can help you out. Alright, I'm going to call it there for tonight. I've talked long enough. I don't want to completely wreck my voice. So, anybody watching this or watching the VODs, like I said, if you have any further questions, you join the Discord or send me an email. Alright? Talk to you later. Bye.